to It's Happening. My name is Jared, and sorry for the delay. Well, I guess I am right on time. I've been trying to set up for 3 different episodes this morning, and it's a wonderful morning. Got to thank God every day for a new day and a new opportunity to try and seek the truth and tell the truth, show the truth, to help others. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I thought I was running behind. I got everything in the dang way. All right. So this episode, sorry I didn't have time to do my openings like I like to do, but this episode, I didn't just mess it up. Okay, this episode is going to be on the crime rate and how the media is touting that the crime rate is going down, and they're padding their numbers, and I'm going to show you that crime all over the place. So we're going to talk about that, guys. If you haven't yet, would you kindly smash that like button, comment below. We are live on X and Rumble this time. Like I told you guys yesterday, I'm going to be playing around with going live in 2 different places at the same time, trying to see how it works, which works better for you guys. And immediately after this show, guys, I'm going to be hopping on my Entrepreneur Hour channel and going over all the things that I keep showing you guys that we do. All the ways, the opportunities that we have come in. When I first started getting into this, and I hurt my back a few years ago. Can you guys hear me? Make sure it sounds okay. I just finally got me a new soundboard so I can learn how to use it and fix the sound. So I don't know if the sound is, messed up or not, because I was listening to it yesterday and it was. However, you guys know that I show you all the time the things my wife and I do on the side and the things we do to help people learn how to start generating money. And we are always searching for different types of opportunities. We don't really mess with MLM. I have one company that's an MLM, and that's only because I really like their products, and they work very well for me. But I don't try and push the MLM stuff for y'all to join. I just try and sell the products. If you're interested in joining, you're welcome to, but I'm not trying to push that. I'll push the products because they are very, very good products. Saying that, I'm not going to get too much into that because, again, immediately after this episode, I'm going to go over all that stuff, our AI platforms, how we teach y'all how to do all these things, the referral stuff that we have come in, the limited time stuff that we have come in. And I will say once again, I always test everything, and have other people test it with me. We have a group of us because we have been scammed multiple times when we first started doing these things. So I understand how your first response is a scam. But when you see me talking about something, I promise it's only because at that time that me and my the team that we have gone over it and have been testing it thoroughly. And if you ever join anything with us, you will be one of those people as well. We keep it in a group. Like I've always said, our goal here is to build a community where we are helping others, trying to lift one another up. We all live in crazy times right now, and I know all of y'all's wallets are hurting just like ours. So we want to show you guys, how we are doing it, and in ways that you don't have to worry about stuff, because you always have us to lean back on. All right, that's enough about that. We are going to hop right on over to what the media is saying, because I always like showing you guys. Part of my deal here on the political and culture side is when I'm talking about this stuff, I always like to show you how the media manipulates and lies to you, and then they all parrot each other. And then I always like to show you the stories so you and I can actually find the truth somewhere in the middle. And that's sad that we can't rely on people who we are supposed to be able to rely on to give us information so that we can decide for ourselves. So we can not be forced one way or the other. Because we live in a society now where you can't just talk and agree and disagree and all of those things without attacking. We don't want that here. We welcome people who disagree. As a matter of fact, it helps you challenge me to question my beliefs, to question the things that I am doing as well. So I always encourage people to healthily challenge me, to debate with me. It looks like it's skipping on my end. Sharon, if you're still watching, does it look okay? And again, guys, the reason I'm doing that, saying that, is because I am running on 2 different platforms, and I want to make sure that it's running good, or if I need to up my internet or not. All right, guys. All right. So yeah, guys, if you do want to say something, your comments pop up, and I will respond. So where's my list? Okay, let's get into this. All right. Let's go. We're going to start where the media. Oh man, I did this all messed up, didn't I? I set up for 2 different shows, and I have so many links up there, guys. So I'm truly sorry. So here we go. We are going to show you what the media says, and then we'll check for ourselves. This is NBC News.
Viral videos of smash and grab robberies in department stores and scenes of chaotic theft and violence in major U.S. cities. Crime for 2023 in almost every category is down. That's according to new data from the FBI that runs counter to popular perception. According to a Gallup poll, 77% of Americans believe crime in the U.S. is up compared to a year ago. But violent crime this year, according to the FBI, is down 8%. And while the agency doesn't specifically break out retail theft, property crime is down more than 6%. And murder in major American cities is down 12.7% after going up during the pandemic.
We had this really big surge in 2021, and then it started to come down in 2022.
Crime data analyst Jeff Asher says the numbers show every category of major crime except auto theft declined this year.
What do you think explains the gap here between reality and perception?
I think this is only inflamed by social media, by viral videos. You can get one incident, have millions of clicks because this terrible incident happened.
It's a notion some Republican candidates have seized on.
New York City is a crime den. Chicago is a crime den. You look at these great cities, Los Angeles, San Francisco.
Murder in each of those cities is actually down. Other major cities like Philadelphia, Detroit, and Atlanta show even sharper declines, though in some places like Washington, D.C.
So you see how they're doing that? They say that the mean old Republicans and media heads, they're all just out touting. They're picking and choosing one little instance here or one little instance there. So, you know how easy it is to make it look like crime is down? When everything around us tells us crime is up, right? Okay, thanks, Sharon. When everything around us tells us crime is up, and then the media and the feds and everybody else says, no, look at our records. The crime is down. Trump and his maggots are just trying to spread fear. They're trying to play on your emotions about this or that. When here is how, okay, crime is down statistically wise, like they're showing, because after they get arrested, the AGs, the judges, and the higher ups don't convict, drop the charges and let them go. If you do that enough of times, guess what? It sure looks like the crime rate is down now, doesn't it? And that's exactly what they are doing. They're letting the criminals go who are constantly breaking laws. You can find the police records of them being arrested, right? But they won't count that into the crime rate. They'll count into the crime rate the convictions of it, the how many people were actually went to prison or took a plea, something like that. That's where your crime rate's going to come. So when they start padding the numbers and saying, no, the crime rate's down. It's not actually down because they are forcing the numbers to be down. And I'm going to show you that because I'm going to show you crime after crime after crime after crime after crime after crime. And some of these crimes that they are saying are innocent people who were protecting others who were trying to kill people. While that lady's saying the murder rate's down, we now have an innocent gentleman who was on the subway who protected every one of them from a man who had been arrested multiple times, was screaming about killing people. The women were frightened on that subway. This man finally had to act. And it's funny how you only hear about this one man because he's white. There was another gentleman who was not white that was helping the white man subdue and hold down that gentleman until the police got there because he was going to kill people. He was going crazy. And guess what? They arrested the white man. They didn't say nothing about the other guy helping. The witnesses even said, he saved our lives. He helped us. That guy's a hero. New York cops go, not in our book. The other guy was a hero. The one who they just let out of jail. Now let me show you the story if you don't know what I'm talking about. And then I'll hop over to show you that so you don't just hear it from me because I like to try and show you multiple sources. As always, guys, anything I talk about on here is to hopefully spark something in your brain to get you asking questions, to get you going, okay, well, I want to look deeper into that. That's our goal here. Because too many people watch something or read a headline and they believe that solely based on that. Here, we like to dig. We like to teach others to do the same. We like to encourage you to question us. We are not like other media companies. I'm not a media company. I'm just like you guys. I guess I'm more of a reaction guy who likes to talk and show the truth. So let me show you this. If you guys have not heard about this guy is named Daniel Penny, and everybody should be praying for him. Maybe send his family, if you can help, send his family, you know. If you can't help, maybe send him a letter. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get Daniel Penny's prison ID number so we can write letters. And I will gather the letters together and we can send them to him to show a hero who fought for this country, that the country, that we the people are there for him. Check this out. All right, so this is not a new story, so most of you may have heard about it, but it ties into their BS padding the numbers on, no, there's no crime, I mean, all Republicans. Prosecutors, this is NewYorkPost.com. Sharon, would you mind letting me know if the sound is still good? Thank you. Prosecutors reveal they have more footage of Jordan Neely's NYC subway chokehold death. That you like how they do that? You see, that's what I meant just a minute ago in the headlines. Chokehold death. An ex-Marine, Penny, enters plea not guilty because he's not guilty. And it wasn't just a chokehold death. There was 2 people involved. But yet again, only the white man's the bad man, right? And I've got an ex-Marine who fought for this country. Here, let's play the video a little bit, and then I'll go down and talk on it. As usual. Come on, guys. Y'all know y'all should get this to where it starts right.
How you feeling, Danny? How you feeling, Danny?
Man, you can't record over there.
Yeah. Talk about messed up. That ex-Marine hero who fought for our country protected those people on that subway, and he's going to jail. But the other gentleman who helped him, nah, nothing. We never even hear about his name. And the mentally ill person who should have been in jail to begin with, or getting help because everyone knew he had problems. He had been arrested quite a few times for attacking people, and this time he was threatening to kill them. Hold on one second. All right, so prosecutors revealed Wednesday. Let me go down a little bit further. The 24-year-old, he's 24 years old, former infantry squad leader who appeared in Manhattan court, clean shaven and wearing a blue suit and maroon tie, was arraigned on charges of second-degree manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide during the brief. A stoic Penny spoke only to say not guilty, as more than 50 people, including supporters, backers of Neely, 30, and many members of the media looked on. Let's see. Court documents filed show that the prosecutors have at least 5 cell phone videos from 3 witnesses to the deadly encounter. All right. You know what? New York Post, you should be ashamed of your damn self. Y'all are not journalists. Y'all are propagandists. And the way you write this is if some white-crazed, white ex-Marine just went on a killing rampage and killed this gentleman. Y'all don't tell the facts of the whole story. You talk about what he had to do to save people's lives, but you don't talk about the person who was fixing to kill people. That's one way they manipulate it. And if you don't believe me on my word on that, let me show you another crime that happened recently, not far from me, because, you know, the crime rate is down. Sharon says, New York police force is being told which people to arrest. Well, from what I can find, I don't live in New York right now. I never have, never will. But I watched a guy named Louis Valentino over there. I really like him. If you guys don't know him, he's on Rumble and YouTube. You should definitely follow him. He lives out there. And from what I understand, is the police aren't down there anymore. Their National Guard is. It sure is. Our country is more and more and more looking like Germany, isn't it? And it's all coming from the Democrats who love to call us those people, right? They use those tactics and then accuse us of being the ones that use those tactics. But here, check this out. Don't just take my word for it that they're padding numbers. I'll show you. All right. And I'm having a wonderful day, guys. I hope you are. God is so great. God is blessing me right now. He's going to be blessing each and every one of you. I pray that everyone watching this right now, all of your finances are taken care of, all of your stresses and anxieties, that God reaches down and shows you the way and shows you that you can do this, because you can do this. I pray that He be there for each and every one of you. All right. I'm getting there. I am. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in such a good mood today. I really am. I'm loving life, so I'm kind of all over the place. So this is the one I was talking about, and it happened recently near where we live. And we haven't heard much else on this. I do know that a couple got away, but if you're squeamish people, this story, just a warning, heads up. All right, so this is on fox26houston.com, and make sure you guys can see it. Toddler sexually assaulted in bathroom by former Galleria employee. Let's watch the video.
Hey everyone, I'm Anthony Antoine, and topping the rundown here tonight, an absolutely devastating story. 2 toddlers were allegedly sexually assaulted in a bathroom at the Galleria by multiple men. One of the men was a mall employee. Fox 26's Natalie He is joining us now live from the Galleria with the disturbing details. Natalie.
Well, Anthony, court documents reveal that there were up to 7 men involved in the sex assault. It apparently happened at one of the public bathrooms here at the Galleria Mall. And tonight, one local organization has an important message for parents.
The FBI has arrested Arthur Hector Fernandez III and charged the 29-year-old with sexual exploitation of children. Fernandez is pictured here on his private Instagram with the username Allegedly Hector. His account was named in court documents that detailed the disturbing allegations that he and at least 6 other unidentified men sexually assaulted and raped a toddler at what appeared to be a Galleria Mall bathroom. Court documents say last month the Australian Centre to Counter Child Exploitation reported 4 explicit videos found on the dark web to the FBI, in which at least 2 toddlers, ages 2 and 3, were filmed being sexually and verbally assaulted by multiple men at once. Relatives of the toddlers told investigators Fernandez was a friend and fellow Galleria employee who offered to watch the kids while they were at work at the mall.
I think as parents, you want to go with your gut, but also as policymakers, people need to start figuring out how do we make sure that we have safe environments for our kids so they don't have to, parents don't have to wait on a creepy uncle or a neighbor that they think is safe.
Dr. Bob Sanborn is the president and CEO of the organization Children at Risk. He says parents should look out for certain telltale signs that their child may have been abused.
Kids, after they've been out with someone who you thought you trusted them, they will sort of withdraw. They'll be more quiet. And so look for those changes in your children. Bedwetting, not eating, all of these things are sort of signs that something isn't right with your child. In this case, we're talking about toddlers. They really couldn't communicate. They didn't know what was right and wrong.
Now, Dr. Sanborn also suggests that parents remain vigilant about who they're trusting with their children, even if it's only for a few.
But hey, yeah, the crime rate is down, isn't it? The crime rate is down. You know, we should trust the experts. That's what they always tell us, right? To trust the experts. The experts know the best, right? They want you to believe that we are too stupid, too ignorant, too hillbillyish, non-educated enough, whatever terms they want to come up with. They truly think that we can't take information in and make a logical decision based off of that by ourselves. They believe they need to force us into making that choice because they know what's best for us, because again, they think we're too stupid. If they just give everybody all the information on everything, I get in some cases, but information is power. They keep us dumb, right? They keep us dumbed down. I probably just went off on a rant. I'm sorry. All right, so let's go over to the next part that I was talking about, where you won't just see me talking about patented crime rates. Let's show you what they do and how they do it. This is Eve on TikTok. Evelina Juska. I am so sorry, Eve, if I pronounced that wrong, but you can find her on TikTok.
Biden administration's a mirage. We're paying more for everything, but they tell us inflation's down. They tell us the economy's great, but the jobs go to migrants. Biden's flying migrants straight into our airports so they can tell us border crossings are down. And now they say there's no crime wave.
A new report from the FBI shows that there was a 13% decline in murder.
Despite what the data shows, which we've been talking about, the fact that crime is going down in most places is not registering with the public.
I can safely walk my dog to the Capitol today in a way.
I don't think it's registering with these highly educated folks.
That you couldn't do when we all got here.
I'm glad Pete can walk his dog, but why should we believe the FBI? Well, turns out we shouldn't. The Washington Examiner did some digging and discovered the FBI's been cooking the books. Did you know about half the country doesn't send their crime statistics to the FBI? So the FBI just estimates the number of crimes?
What? You hear that, guys?
And then they estimate in the wrong direction. Murders
No,
have actually
not our government.
23% across 70 cities since 2019. In Milwaukee, the FBI reported a 13% drop in robberies, but Milwaukee police reported a 7% increase. The Biden administration's using Enron-style accounting to cook the books on everything from crime to the border to the economy. And then the media reporters, they just regurgitate the propaganda and they wonder why the country's soured. We don't trust them and Trump's winning.
Yep. So remember this when you hear them talking about crime rate being down and that we are all lying about it. I will show you a couple more crimes real quick. But while we're here in the middle of the episode, don't forget to go over to vandystreet.com to get the best handmade tumblers. We do sublimation. We design images specifically for you. As you can see, like images, like we do all kind of stuff. Hold on, let me see here. Hold on. Like for posts, for banners, any kind of images that your business may need or your personal needs. We do that. And you can go to either one of those websites. I did redo my website, guys. Go check it out and tell me what you think about it. We also build websites for people or teach people how to do that as well. All right, so let me go ahead and hop over here and show you a couple more crimes because we are almost at 30 minutes. And just to show y'all, the crime rate is down, people. Trust the experts. Another New York story. This is AtlantaBlackStar.com. Man, New York City man accused of dousing 4 women with scalding hot water and random attacks smiles broadly during unsettling court appearance. Well, crime rate sure is going down. This is what happens when we start allowing our police officers to go easy on crime, or allowing the DAs and judges to just decide, you know what, he may have murdered somebody, but you know, he needs to go ahead and get another chance. He may have just punched some woman randomly in the face, and this is only his 35th felony. So, you know, I mean, everybody deserves a 36th chance, you know. Let's go ahead and hop over and show you another story. I don't know, maybe that was all the stories on this one right here. Here we go. Okay, yeah, here's another one. So I'm not going to pay the Washington Post to read, so I'm just going to do the headline for you. And I also showed this in another episode the other day. What we know about viral TikToks, women are being punched randomly in the face. I even showed you the video of the actress who was punched randomly walking down the street in the face. That comes from a couple different things. That comes from confusing people, first off, about men and women, and acting like men and women have no differences, and allowing men to walk around claiming to be women. It also goes with the nonsense of misgendering people, and we need to treat a man like a woman. You know, how can these women who are getting punched in the face assume that those were men that punched them? I mean, in New York, you can dang near get arrested for assuming someone's gender. So how did they know it was a man? I'm assuming by the strength of the punch, maybe. But then again, that would say that there is a difference between men and women. And as another thing that our society does as a whole, it demeans men. It constantly says we're toxic masculinity. It wants men to not be men anymore. They want men to be more feminine. And there's nothing wrong with some men out there who are more feminine. I have some feminine qualities to me, I guess you'd say. But we need men to be men. We need men to be the protectors we've always been. And when you start confusing that, this is what you end up with. Men throwing scalding hot water in women's faces. Random men walking around the street punching women in the face. We've got to stop confusing our society so much. All of this tolerance and nonsense. We need to start teaching young men how to be men. And I will say this from my own personal experience. I was a terrible man. I didn't beat women, nothing like that. I made a lot of stupid choices that affected things, and I wasn't being the man that I should have been. It took me a very long time to grow up. And that was because it took until I started seeking God and started building a relationship with God and started learning all of the things that I was doing wrong and started learning that my duty as a man I was neglecting severely. And I have been working on that lately. And I think that we need to get back to teaching young men how to be men. Stop teaching young children that they can transform themselves. They can turn into women. They can do this. Stop it, stop it, stop it. It's a good idea to teach that men have great qualities and bad qualities. Women have great qualities and bad qualities. And when we bring the man and woman together, they complement each other. Just like me and my wife. She doesn't get all upset when I do something for her because she can't do it. Just the same way for me. I go to her for a lot of things, you know, because she's a female and she helps me out in those areas. And when we keep this going, what's next? I mean, we can't even begin to imagine the things that are going to come of this, of trying to convince people all of these things. And again, demeaning men over and over and over and over again, especially white males. When you do that, you create a group of men who are no longer really men, or you're going to push the real men away from you. And the Democrat Party has been screaming and crying the past couple of weeks about men leaving the Democrat Party. Well, they're leaving the Democrat Party because at every turn you are telling them that they are the problem. You are telling them that their white skin is the problem. You are telling them that they can't be a man, that they can't act like a man, that they can't speak like a man, that they can't do anything manly whatsoever, or they are toxic. Did you think men were just going to sit back and continue to do that? Yeah, sure. The cowardly men will. But real men will stand up and say, no, no more. We're not playing these games here. I'm not going to be a part of a party that wants to use me as some example as to why men are so bad and just sit there and take it on the chin. Not going to do it. And most men won't. And women, the young women today running around screaming and crying about wanting a real man, you can thank the feminists for this. I know people like to go, oh, I'm not a part of this feminist movement, this third or fourth, fifth wave feminist. There's no such thing as a one-wave feminist, second feminist wave, third feminist wave. The feminist movement, just like DEI, just like Black Lives Matter, just like Al Sharpton, just like all of those other things, they're meant to divide. They was always meant to tear the family unit apart. If you go back in history, this is why history is so important. And I know that they lied to us a lot in history. Shoot, I'm going to let it get up. That's okay. But we can learn ourselves now. We have so many different avenues to start learning history. And when you look back at the history of all of these social movements, they didn't start for the reasons you think they started for, especially abortion. Let's go back and look at how that started and why it started and why they placed the buildings in the certain areas that they placed those buildings in. But that's for another time. My mind. The feminist movement started to take the women out of the house. The big corporations wanted more workers, wanted more tax money. The Communist Party has had a 100-year plan to overthrow America. And no, this isn't a conspiracy theory. I keep that stuff for my actual conspiracy theory channel. So go follow it, The Unseen Realm. And that's Bible and faith stuff as well. But back then, they learned, before Lyndon B. Johnson and all of them, right? The black community, the black families were staying together. They were the fastest growing community in America. And they just didn't like that. But guess which party didn't like that? So they started creating all these new social programs that will offer them more benefits over whites, offer women more benefits over men, offer women more chances to get into colleges and it paid for over men, offer blacks more reasons to get into college over whites, and all of that stuff. It was all to divide. It was all to cause more problems. Because, let's remember, it all started out as, oh, it's for equality. Both of those movements, right? It's for equality. And let's even throw in the gay movement with it as well. The 90s gay movement, the for equality. Every one of those groups got their equality. It wasn't enough. That shows you it's a communist Marxist movement because it's never enough. You give an inch, they're going to keep on going. The whole point was, as far as the 100-year plan, the communist 100-year plan was to destroy America from within, flood drugs within, divide the family, tear the man down, create more and more and more mental illnesses, make the men weak, make the men believe they are women. Tell women they can be independent and do anything without men. Tell women it's so cool to be in your 40s and 50s and be single and do drugs and have sex with anybody and everybody that you want. Now, are you seeing those movements were never about women's empowerment? Were never about black empowerment? Were never about gay empowerment or equality? It was all to get you to vote for them while they continued with their communist plan to overthrow America from within. And if you think that's crazy, just look at what's going on today all around us. Look at the things they openly talk about. It's because they believe they are finally at that spot where they can do these things and nobody's going to do anything about it because we have tolerated way too much. It's time to stop tolerating. Christians, God did not call you to tolerate. That is a liberal lie. That is a progressive pastor's nonsense. We are not here to tolerate. Show me in one spot in the Bible where God tells me to tolerate my enemies. He tells me to pray for them. He tells me to love them. But he also tells me that I should speak the truth to these people, to guide these people. And by me telling them these things and being honest with them, that loves them more than me affirming their nonsense, affirming their sin. I'm sorry. I know that went all over the place, but it is all connected. Because when you start to learn that all of those groups are not only tied together, they are working together to incrementally destroy America. Look at what they're doing to the dollar. Look at what they've done to gas in our country. Look at what they're doing to borders. Look at what they're doing to American citizens, laying them off, hiring illegals. Everything they do, even to the part where they continually point out white supremacy is the biggest threat to the country. White this, white that, systemic racism this, bridges are racist, water's racist, white people create the most climate change. Think on that for a second. Now think if you're a military leader, this is a good one. Now you invite in millions of non-white people, and not only non-white people, but people from countries where our government has been attacking them, destroying their countries, destroying their lands, tearing their rulers out, implanting new rulers in, creating so much hate with those citizens towards American people, even though it wasn't you and me doing those things. All of us are finally waking up to what our government has been doing for a long time. Now you invite those people into your country, you give them food, you give them shelter, you give them phones that have CNN and MSNBC and Moscow Maddow on it, telling them constantly that white people are the problem, white people are holding you back, white supremacy is holding you back, systemic racism is holding you back. And it's only a matter of time before those people will act or react to that. That is how the government gets people to do things for them and can act like, well, you know, I didn't know they were going to do that. It is dangerous what our country is doing in all areas, from padding the crime rates, lying about the crime rates, arresting innocent people for the crime of daring to protect others, arresting people for daring to defend themselves. Again, can you name any place in the world when a government has started doing this to their population that country flourished and did much better? Or do you think I'm crazy and I'm digging too much into this, and especially with the white thing? And the reason I keep bringing that up is because it wasn't that long ago that the Democrats did this to the black community, right? It's their playbook. It's their tactic. They create groups, and then they deem them groups to be oppressed. And then they point out at the other group and say they are the oppressors. They don't want you to have a job. They don't want you to to have any say in your body. They don't want you to have health care. They don't want you to have Medicaid. They don't want you to have food stamps. Are you understanding it now? You invite all these people in, you give them all of these benefits, and then you tell them mean old Whitey's trying to take it away from you. And that goes for the same with the citizens that are already here. Learn to pay attention to the patterns. It's right there in front of our face. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I went on a little bit longer than I expected. I will check over here and see if there are any comments or questions in the live chat. If you have any comments or questions, I'll go ahead and respond to those now. And guys, don't forget, I will be going on immediately after this to my Entrepreneur Hour channel. I will share it to the social media so you guys can see it. This channel is where I talk about all of our side projects, show you how it works. And also the Entrepreneur Hour channel, I am trying to build that to where I invite you. Do you own a business? Are you trying to own a business? And it doesn't matter what kind it is. It doesn't matter if it competes with anything I do. I want to give you a spot for 30 minutes to an hour to come on and talk and promote yourself. That's it. No catches, nothing like that. We want to help get you out there because I have been doing this for the past 10 years myself, or since I hurt my back. And I know how hard it is to try and create something with not a lot of money, with no connections, with not a real voice, with not people actually helping you. I know how hard it is, guys. So I want to try and create something that a spot where people can connect, people can see you and hear from you. And if you do come on our show on Rumble, on the Entrepreneur Hour channel to promote yourself, we will also clip that video and put it all over all of our social medias. We will put it on, my wife has over 110,000 followers on TikTok. I have over 20 on Facebook. We have a few thousand spread out here and there. Our Rumbles and YouTube channels are finally starting to grow as well. So we can get you in front of a bunch of eyeballs, guys. So if you're interested in doing something like that, please reach out to me. You can go to vandysdesigns.com to the contact page. You can comment here. You can find me on social media and almost all places by my name, Jared Vandiver. It's Happening Podcast, Vandy's Designs. If you look at those things, you will find me very easy and reach out to me. I'd love to talk with you guys. And again, if you're somebody who is needing to learn how to start generating some more money from home, some passive income, I'm fixing to get off of here and hop right on over and show you all the different things we have going. And again, I do not show anything that I have not tested and I am not using myself because my wife and I have been ripped off a couple times too. So we found a couple people that we grouped up together and we all test these things together. When new projects come in, we do it first before we ever tell anybody about any of it. So if I'm posting and talking about it, it's because I have tested it multiple times before I told you about it. I will not risk my business in putting something out that could risk my business. So again, guys, thank you so much. If you haven't yet, would you kindly smash that like button? Comment below. If you watch this after, we leave all of our videos up here. You can comment and I will talk with you. It is free to follow our Rumble channels. We have a Patreon. We have a Locals too. I'm starting to learn Locals. That's what I'm going to probably use more than Patreon, but I do have the Patreon. We are going to be building a Discord where you guys can go to our website, and for a small amount, I'm going to build a connect page where back in the Discord, you can connect with anybody and everybody for different businesses, small businesses, large businesses, podcasters, guests. No matter what you're trying to connect for, that's what we're building, guys, because we want to give back. We want to show this country that there are people that still care, that we do give a damn, that we are here for you, that our government is screwing you over, and we are not our government. We love you. We hope you have a wonderful day. God bless. Remember, it's happening, especially if a politician says it's not. See you guys again soon.